Good morning,
Good morning and welcome to Media Pulse.
and we hope that you all had a wonderful Songkran break and are now back to work in full spirit.
Yes, as we are in a new studio as well. I hope you like the studio. Slightly smaller but more intimate.
Yeah, hopefully it will be more eye-pleasing than the previous one that we have been using over the past several months. All right.
Yes.
All right, this week we will start with the questions surrounding the future of the Paetongtarn coalition government, or to be more precise, the future of one of its biggest partners, the Thai PBS Party. As we all know that the uneasy relationship between Thai and Thai parties has been further shaken by the announcement by the number 2 leader of Thai Party, Kun Chitchop, that he is opposed to the controversial bill to legalize casinos, which is known officially as the entertainment complex bills.
Well, yeah.
And then the rift was brought into the open before the Songkran break, right?
Yeah.
When Kun Chitchop announced during a House debate that he is opposed to the bill.
Yeah, he took a lot of people by surprise. The bill is the big ticket project for Thai, the core of the coalition government. Prime Minister Paetongtarn and her father Thaksin, the de facto leader of the party, consider the bill to be one of their top priorities. But the future of the bill is now a big question mark. So is the future of the coalition government? However, what is more uncertain is the future of Thai Party in the coalition.
And one thing that most political analysts seem to have agreed on at this very moment is that the days of Thai Party in the coalition government are numbered. And these analysts have even anticipated a cabinet reshuffle around the corner. And whether or not Thai Party will be there or will end up losing some of its more coveted portfolios in the cabinet is anybody's guess.
Yeah, Thai is the second biggest partner in the government and has been having a rather rocky relationship with the Thai Party recently. Officially, Thai has not raised any objection to the controversial bill. But while its leader Anutin Charnvirakul, who doubles as the Deputy Prime Minister and Interior Minister, has been voicing support for the controversial bill, privately, many in the party are opposed to it.
It's no wonder why many people in the Thai Party believe that the Thai leadership has been playing games to leverage its bargaining power. And these people have been openly called on Thai Party to be kicked out of the government. And political observers noted that Thai Party obviously wants to capitalize on the increasingly negative public sentiments against the bill. And Chitchop chose to speak out against the bill after a public outcry forced Prime Minister Paetongtarn to postpone the first reading of the bill to the next parliamentary session, which starts in July.
Well, a lot of political analysts believe Chitchop's outburst was carefully calculated to please the conservative voters who strongly opposed the bill. Many suspect the move was influenced by his father, Thai's patriarch and former political kingmaker Nevin Chitchop.
No, it's widely known that there is still bad blood between Nevin and the former Prime Minister Kun Thaksin Shinawatra, despite attempts by the two parties to patch things up. Kun Nevin co-founded the Thai Party back in 2008 before officially quitting politics for 4 years later. But Kun Nevin still retains strong influence over the coalition's second largest party, the Thai. And all fingers point to Nevin for being behind his son's decision to deny support for the controversial casino bill.
So he left politics officially, but unofficially still very influential. So the question is whether the widening conflicts within the coalition, especially those between the two major parties, are serious enough to sink the Paetongtarn government. So responding to the question, Thaksin insisted that problems in the coalition government are still manageable and that it will continue to pursue the entertainment complex bill as well, despite opposition from some of the coalition partners and group of senators.
And Thaksin took the opportunity to dismiss concerns about the longevity of his daughter's government. This is what he said. The government parties have enough support in the House. No problem. and of course, political analysts share Thaksin's optimistic view, believing that the Paetongtarn coalition can easily survive even without Phumjai Thai Party. A departure of Phumjai Thai Party may trim its current absolute majority in the House, but the coalition would still have the necessary number in the House to function.
And Pheu Thai can always entice breakaway MPs from other parties to join the rank if necessary.
And there are these so-called cobras waiting to switch camps.
Yeah, we talked about cobras earlier. Those are people who defected or
Deserters.
The deserters more than defected from the party.
Thaksin has on many occasions expressed frustration with what he see as political games played by Phumjai Thai Party. And the drama with Chai Chan-nok opposing the casino bill could be something closest to being the last straw that could break the back of the camel.
Well, Phumjai Thai leader Anuthin Chanvirakul has tried very hard with attempts at damage control. He played down Chai Chan-nok's opposition to the bill as his personal stance and assuring the media that the things are still going fine, according to Anuthin. But at the end of the day, I guess Anuthin should know who has the biggest say in his party and who has the final say on whether Phumjai Thai should still have a place in the coalition.
You know, there has always been a questions as to the stand of the People's Party, the biggest opposition party, on this issue of the casino bill. I mean, for sometimes the party has been seen as ambivalent in its stance toward the casino bill. Some media have even described its stance as fence-sitting.
Just sitting there not doing anything.
And even given a chance to offer a clear-cut view on the issue this week, its leader, Kun Nattapong Rungpanyavut, still continue to be cautious. He didn't really say out loud whether or not his party supports or doesn't support the bill.
Kun Nattapong said that there is no need for the Paetongtarn government to rush the bill. This is his quote. He said, "I don't see why it has to be done during the tenure of this government." Then he went on to say that if the government is able to convince the people of its merits, then the bill should be acceptable. And he pointed out public concerns over how casinos will be used for money laundering, as well as how it could breed corruption. He said that if the government is able to address these concerns, it would have the legitimacy to press ahead with the bill. He faulted the Pheu Thai-led government for rushing to have the bill passed by the House, which triggered the widespread opposition from members of the public.
Now, as we have been reporting, there have been calls for a referendum to let the public
Decide.
say whether they want a casino or a entertainment complex with the casino inside or not. Right?
Yeah.
And on this issue, Kun Nattapong, the leader of the People's Party, said a referendum is a recommended way to gauge public mood on the bill. He suggested that in order to save money, a referendum on the issue can be done alongside the next general elections, which are scheduled for 2027, that is 2 years from now.
Yeah.
The entertainment complex is not a top priority, and this is the point he emphasized. The entertainment complex is not a top priority. Again, he doesn't say whether his party supports the bill or not.
Sometimes it's useful to be obscure for a while before deciding which way to be clear about. Well, can we take what Nattapong said as a clear-cut stance on the issue, especially if we compare it to what Chai Chan-nok of Phumjai Thai Party said, that he is resolutely opposed to the bill?
So in short, Kun Nattapong definitely did not say he opposes the bill, and he certainly doesn't say he supports the bill. It's no wonder his People's Party has been seen by the media as a fence-sitter on this issue.
Yeah, we hope it's a comfortable fence to sit on, at least for now. So this week in Asia, we've been seeing President Xi Jinping visiting 3 ASEAN countries in the past week and took the opportunity to drum up their support for China's tariff war with the United States. He pledged to join hands with countries in Southeast Asia to resist what he calls unilateralism and protectionism, which was a thinly veiled reference to US President Donald Trump's imposition of the sweeping tariffs. And he also emphasized the importance of unity in preserving the shared future of the Asian family.
Of course, when he mentioned the words Asian family, we are sure that he must also have Thailand in mind. But the question is, why didn't he include Thailand in his ASEAN tour, which took him to Vietnam, Malaysia, and Cambodia? How could he forget that this year marks the 50th anniversary of the diplomatic relationship between Thailand and China? Isn't it supposed to be a milestone event that should warrant a visit by China's top leader?
Yeah, I guess a lot of people want to see Mr. Xi Jinping in Thailand as well, because he's been, because to fly from Beijing to Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, he skirts around Thailand, but he didn't visit. Anyway, so far there has been no official explanation from either the Chinese or the Thai side for his absence here in this very important year for Thai and China. An unofficial but probably most diplomatic answer could be that the two countries' top leaders had already met very recently in Beijing when Prime Minister Paetongtarn visited in early February for the, what's it called, Harbin Games, and then she held talks with President Xi Jinping in Beijing.
Now, Thai PBS World has talked to a well-known Thai regional affairs expert and a former diplomat who offered rather interesting theories to explain why the Chinese leader ignored Thailand in his recent trip to ASEAN.
Ignored?
And that was he did, right? คุณพิสาร มานวภักดิ์ the former Thai ambassador to Washington D.C. and the European Union, believed that Thailand was not included in President Xi's itinerary because it's not a country of priority in the Chinese eyes.
Yeah, there's a quote. So Khun Pisan said, "We are seen by them as being complaint. They don't see anything noteworthy about us."
Wow.
Oh, ouch.
And then he said the Thai Foreign Ministry should have made noises if it had known in advance that President Xi would not visit Thailand on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the two countries' diplomatic relationship, while touring the 3 other countries. And the former ambassador noted that China demonstrated its dominance over Thailand by having Prime Minister Paetongtarn visit Beijing instead of President Xi coming to Bangkok himself. Wow.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Isn't a nation thing in terms of seniority? Like if you're younger, then you go and visit the person who's more senior. But anyway,
I want to emphasize that this is a view expressed by a former Thai ambassador.
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't represent the official views of the government or the foreign ministry.
Yeah. A well-known regional affairs expert, Dr. Pitisi Sangnam of Chulalongkorn University, told Thai PBS World that President Xi attaches value to strategic values and the leadership of the countries he visits. What does that mean?
Because you take a look at all the leaders that Xi Jinping talked to during his visit to Vietnam, Malaysia, and Cambodia. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because take a look at Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim of Malaysia, who is currently the rotating chair of ASEAN and, of course, a recognized voice in the Muslim world. Of all the ASEAN countries, Cambodia is both economically and strategically closest to China. There's no question about that. And President Xi also wanted to engage the new Vietnamese leader, Tho Lam, as the Chinese leader emphasized its neighborhood diplomacy strategy. So the reasons for Xi Jinping visiting these 3 countries certainly have reasons.
Yeah. Well, as for Thailand, Khun Piti said that the Chinese leader wasn't sure whether he was going to meet a leader with a final say. He said it would be awkward for President Xi to meet Prime Minister Paetongtarn and then also made to meet the father, Thaksin Shinawatra, who is known as the de facto leader of the government.
And this is what Dr. Piti said. Presidency is known for two major achievements. One is the elimination of poverty. The other, the crackdown on corruption. So to be seen shaking hands with a former leader with a tainted record would be the last thing that Kun Piti said presidency would want to see.
Okay. Remember, Thaksin was deposed as a prime minister in a military coup in 2006 and was subsequently found guilty of corruption in absentia. Then he returned from self-exile in August 2023 before being granted a royal pardon in Thailand. So Dr. Piti said, skipping Thailand maybe can be seen as a blessing in disguise because Thailand is spared of more criticism that the country is under China's influence.
Dr. Piti was referring to recalling accusations that Thailand over the past several years has been aligning with China. And of course, we still remember the condemnation Thailand received from Western countries and international human rights organizations when it repatriated a group of Uyghurs detainees back to China. These Uyghurs came to Thailand with the hope of being resettled in third countries, right? But they ended up in detention for more than 10 years before being repatriated under pressure from China.
Yeah.
So we don't know whether what Dr. Piti and the former ambassador Kun Pisan said about why Xi Jinping did not come to Thailand really strike the right chord with the Thai government or not.
Yeah.
Because so far there has been no explanation, official one at least, from either the foreign ministry or the Thai government.
Back to Thailand, we said on the program last week that for a lot of people in Thailand, Songkran is a holiday where they can reunite with their families and enjoy some time off work. But for Thai politicians, there are no days off. There are no days off because very much like journalists.
That's right. And even when they are celebrating Songkran, questions raised by journalists with these politicians are still about politics.
Exactly. Crowds gather to enjoy water fights and festivities during Songkran, right? I guess it's also a perfect way to be seen and interact with the people, aka voters. That's why we see a lot of politicians traveling up country. This Songkran, we saw people like the former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra and his daughter, Prime Minister Paetongtarn, enjoying festivities in their home base like Chiang Mai. And not just Thaksin and the PM, but Pitha Limcharoenrat and Nathapong Luanpanyawut from the People's Party, the opposition party, also went to Chiang Mai, Lamphun and Lampang. So these are all northern provinces.
The question is why Chiang Mai, you may wonder. The simple answer is that both Pheu Thai and the People's Party are fielding candidates for the Chiang Mai locals election, which is taking place in May. And of course, Chiang Mai is always seen as Thaksin's political stronghold since the days of Pheu Thai's predecessor, the Thai Party, right? The party, Thai was dissolved in 2007, or 1 year after Thaksin was ousted in the coup d'etat. And in the last general election, Pheu Thai lost 7 seats to the Move Forward Party, which is the predecessor of what we now know as the People's Party. So, shouldn't be a surprise that the two parties are fighting neck and neck to win back support from voters in the province.
Yeah, well, let's hear what our PM said on stage during the opening ceremony of Songkran Festival in Chiang Mai. It's a very lively ceremony and it looks like she's enjoying herself very much. She wishes everyone safe and a happy Songkran. Let's hear what she has to say.
ท่านพี่น้องชาวเชียงใหม่นักท่องเที่ยวทุกท่านมีความร่มเย็นเป็นสุขตลอดไปนะคะคิดอะไรก็ขอให้
So the Prime Minister didn't say much. The highlight is what her father says. So the former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra said that 20 years ago, his daughter accompanied him to the Songkran opening ceremony, but now it's the other way around. And then he was asked about his sister, Yingluck. Reporters asked him if he misses his sister, the former PM. He nodded. But apparently she's not here. Like he said a year ago that he wanted Yingluck to come back and celebrate Songkran in Thailand with the family, but she's not here this year, maybe not the right time. Also, he talked about housing for Thai projects in Chiang Mai, and then he says he wants good things to return to Chiang Mai, like the days when he was in power. And then the reporters ask him if the good things he refers to include the MP seats lost in the last general election. And then he said, anything good, I want to bring back.
It looks like journalists ask Thaksin a lot of questions, and what is more important is that Thaksin seems to have answers for all the questions asked, right? And they also asked him about the entertainment complex bill. And this is what Thaksin said. He said the bill will be very beneficial to the country. And he said some people may not agree and choose to call the bill, not instead of calling it the entertainment complex bill. These people who are against it call it casino bill, which is, Thaksin insists that it's a misinterpretation of the contents of the bill. And Thaksin accused those who do not like the bill of trying to distort the message. So the basic message from Thaksin is that the bill is good for the country, and those who have come out to criticize it or go against it are only distorting the real message that the government wants to send out.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, he said these people are jealous as well.
That's jealous, yeah.
Yeah, use the word jealous. So the real PM didn't say much, and it seems that her father, the former Prime Minister, did help her answer a lot of questions by reporters. Apart from the issue in Thai politics, he also said that he had talked to a lot of people in President Trump's circle about the new tariff rates. Thaksin said it is possible to negotiate with Trump.
And on the other side, Pita Limjaroenrat, the leader of the now defunct Move Forward Party, was in Chiang Mai at the same time to celebrate the festival. And he told a Thai PBS reporter that he believes the entertainment complex bill is not a priority. And he said that when we look at the two major parties in the coalition, Pheu Thai and Phumjai Thai, he didn't mention names, right? Pita said he's not surprised to see the disagreement between these two parties because the rivalry goes back decades ago.
Yeah. So after Songkran, there are a lot of speculation about cabinet reshuffle and whether or not Phumjai Thai will still be in the coalition.
That does seem to be a general agreement among many observers of Thai politics that a cabinet reshuffle may be a limited one. It's around the corner. So next week we may come back with more information as to what changes are likely to take place in the government.
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching this week. I hope you like the news studio. Let us know in the comments. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you then.